All right, it's a few minutes to 4 p.m. Thank you for joining us on News Now, where we tell you all the stories that are making headlines right now. My name is Hibaq. To start us off, Bob Njagi and Nicholas Oyo have spoken out about their 38 days in captivity by military operatives in Uganda. Let's get the details.
Kasenyi, there we stayed for 23 days. In Kasenyi, it's a military camp. Let me tell you, you wake up at 3:30, not because you want to wake up from your uncomfortable sleep sometimes, but it is because you hear bullets and bombs and people shouting there.
We were held incommunicado, like total, you cannot talk to anybody outside that cell block. I was in the same cell with a Nigerian man called Ifeanyi Chukwu Nobodo Joseph. Please take that name because we don't know whether he has been released. There are about 6 Nigerian nationals that were being held in those cells. They are not being told why they are being held in the cells. They have not been charged.
Now, Parliament has passed the Assisted Reproductive Technology Bill 2022, a milestone in regulating fertility treatments and surrogacy in Kenya. The bill establishes a legal framework for assisted reproduction, protecting the rights of parents, surrogates, and children, while banning commercial surrogacy. Speaker Moses Wetangula hailed MPs for passing what he called a morally grounded and culturally sensitive law. The legislation covers IVF, insemination, and embryo donation, ensuring all Kenyans can access reproductive services safely and ethically.
For our nation. Consequently, our democracy has empowered citizens to ask questions and demand changes in the way their affairs are managed.
And President William Ruto has commissioned the Kaiseru and Mikuyu Bridge and approach roads in Makueni County as he began his development tour of the Ukambani region. The tour aims to unveil key projects and strengthen support in the region. Speaking in Kaseku, President Ruto reaffirmed Ukambani's place in national development, promising that no region will be left behind.
Hawasemi lami kwa sababu hawajui. Hawasemi daraja kwa sababu hawajui. Mtu anachaguliwa kwa ile kazi amefanya ama anachaguliwa kwa sura yake. Wale majamaa hawana mpango. Hawawezi kukuambia mambo yako ya barabara. Wakikuja hapa, mimi nataka muwasikize kwa makini. Hawasemi barabara kwa sababu hawajui. Hawasemi lami kwa sababu hawajui. Hawasemi daraja kwa sababu hawajui. Hawasemi stima kwa sababu hawana mpango. Hawasemi ajira.
All right. Amid global challenges, Mogra Children's Home remains a beacon of hope, joy, and creativity for children from rough beginnings. The home hosted a charity event bringing together sponsors from various companies to celebrate children's talents in music, art, sports, and performance, a true display of resilience and hope. Through such events, Mogra continues to nurture a confident and creative generation, proving that with love and opportunity, every child can rise again.
Wakati utaenda usaidie watoto wasome, watafutie chakula, alafu ukae na hao wafurahi. Wakati miaka yao yote watakuwa wakubwa, hawatakusahau.
We are here today with my mascots to bring the fun to Mogra Children's Home because we believe every kid deserves to be happy, and that's why we've brought the fun to the kids here.
We also send an appeal, or we appeal to the public, especially people of good well-wishers, to come on board and help towards achieving our goals of taking care of our children.
Right. Kenya has ushered in a new era for disability rights with the enactment of the Persons with Disabilities Act 2025. At a breakfast meeting in Nairobi, Senator Crystal Asige led stakeholders and journalists in unpacking the landmark law, calling it a victory for dignity, equality, and inclusion. The new act replaces the 2003 law guaranteeing persons with disabilities access to education, healthcare, employment, and justice. It requires governments to reserve at least 5% of jobs for persons with disabilities.
We are entitled to free access to public recreational and sports facilities across the country, support to develop our creative and artistic potential, the right to recognition of our linguistic identity, including sign language, by the way, and deaf culture, and inclusive access to all sporting and leisure programs. This law says that private and public organizations and institutions are required to provide accessible environments for us.
And Cape Media has partnered with Founders Battlefield to co-produce content for its TV, radio, and digital platforms. The deal was announced at a ceremony attended by Cape Media's top leadership, underscoring the company's commitment to innovation and creative storytelling. The partnership aims to showcase inspiring stories of entrepreneurship and drive content diversity across all Cape Media channels, and it is positioning the network as a key supporter of emerging talents. Hundreds of Wajir residents have received free eye treatment during a 4-day medical camp, addressing the region's long-standing shortage of specialized healthcare. The camp provided screening, cataract surgeries, and medication to families who had gone years without care due to poverty and distance from major hospitals. Beneficiaries called the intervention an offline or a lifeline, restoring their sight, dignity, and livelihoods. Health workers say the initiative underscores the need for greater investment in rural eye health.
Tulikuja hapa kusaidiwa, tuko hapa kwa sababu macho ni mbaya, na sasa tuko hapa kusaidiwa na tunafanywa free of charge.
For cataract surgery, where about 100 patients were treated for cataract. You can see behind me they're removing the patches for the operation that they did yesterday and today. And this is really one of the programs that we do periodically in different places.
Now, Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital has unveiled new empiric antibiotic order guidelines marking a major milestone in the fight against antimicrobial resistance in Nairobi County. Speaking during the launch at Safari Park Hotel, Chief Executive Officer Frederick Obwanga said that the guidelines will help doctors prescribe antibiotics responsibly, ensuring early and effective treatment while curbing drug resistance. He notes that the hospital will continue training medics and monitoring antibiotic use to promote safe, research-driven treatment.
What we're launching today is how healthcare workers, more so doctors, consultants, clinicians, nurses, can be able to administer and prescribe the use of antibiotics based on different clinical diagnostics that is before them.
Now, Farmer's Choice has unveiled its festive campaign, Timeless Joy, celebrating quality, taste, and togetherness. this holiday season, and the CEO, Felicitas Gitau Mutuku, said the company wants every consumer to enjoy nutritious, affordable proteins while connecting with the brand. A sentiment echoed by Head of Marketing Kanana Ndegwa, and the company also plans to recruit more beef farmers to boost local meat production and empower small-scale producers nationwide.
This partnership that we are launching today, it is a cookout series which we are launching for our partners, the influencers, and other partners who've been cooking our products for a long period, with other additional recipes in the best way for our consumers to experience. For a smoky, for example, you can experience this as a smocha or a smoky on its own, and that is what we are going to achieve.
Now, police in Butere, Kakamega County, have seized 4 sacks of bang hidden in a homestead in Bushitinji village, and the main suspect fled into the bushes during the operation and has not been caught. Deputy County Commissioner Vincent Kipyegon said the seizure followed the formal local residents and that the drugs suspected to have been trafficked from Uganda were headed to local markets, targeting students and residents, and authorities continue to track the fleeing suspects.
A tip from members of the public and raided a home in Bushitinji village, Maramanot location, where they managed to nab these bags, the three and a half bags of narcotics we suspect to be bang from her house that appeared to be under construction. So the consignment was confiscated and brought to Lunsa Police Station.
The Kenya Pediatric Research Consortium, BRECON, has launched its 5-year strategic plan and a 25-year master plan outlining an ambitious roadmap to improve maternal and child health care across Kenya. Long-term strategy envisions Kenya as a regional hub for clinical research and innovation, developing sustainable solutions to future health challenges. BRECON says the plan will strengthen primary health care and build partnerships for better outcomes for mothers and children.
We have around 4 years to 2030. So I'm sure what various stakeholders in government are asking themselves now is, are we globally competitive as a country? And that is why when you hear His Excellency the President of late, he's been very passionate about the need to move from a developed world to a first world country. So
right, let's get sporty. The NOC Annual Presidents and Secretaries General Seminar is currently underway at Manzoni Lodge in Machakos County, and our reporter Tony Kwalanda brings us the latest. Tony?
Thank you very much, Hibaq. Indeed, you've clearly said it. Yes, the session is currently underway here at this lovely facility in Machakos. And what is happening behind me right now, the CEO of the Paris Olympics is currently giving her findings, her feedback, and her report about what happened during the Paris 2024 Olympics. Now, this particular entire seminar here will basically be forging the path towards the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics. So all the federations under the National Olympic Committee, that is the presidents, that is the secretary generals, and top officials from the different federations, are here to put their heads together to start talking about the importance of putting the athlete ahead in terms of preparations for Los Angeles 2028. So we'll be here till Friday, and each day, every time, every bulletin, we shall be able to update you about what the kind of findings I've made each and every time. Back to you, Hibaq.
Thank you so much, Tony Kwalanda, for those updates as we get the latest from Machakos County. And that concludes our bulletin this afternoon. Thank you so much for being a part of the news. Now, be sure that these stories and many more to be updated in our subsequent bulletins. My name is Hibaq Said. Have yourselves a very lovely evening.